With oceans being an enigma of baffling secrets, bizarre creatures often make an unannounced visit to the beach, from gigantic-sized underwater dwellers to dramatic animal behaviors. Here are some beach moments that no one would have believed if they weren't filmed. White whale. A huge, magnificent white whale carcass got washed up on a beach in Victoria that has left wildlife authorities investigating the case. The 10-meter-long whale's lack of pigmentation sparked concern, as initially it was thought to be the famous albino migaloo, who has not been sighted for over 2 years. The whale watchers ruled it out and believe that this whale is a female. Although the beach is not accessible directly, it still has gathered a crowd of curious locals. Authorities have warned the public not to approach the area, as the whole carcass could attract sharks, or could also be the case of it being bloated. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Megamouth shark carcass. Megamouth is a shark that has a big mouth, but mostly for hunting rather than talking. In December 2021, a massive carcass of a megamouth shark was discovered at a beach in Tolosa Leyte, Philippines, that left everyone stunned. With its rounded snout, bulbous head, and mouth bigger than an average shark, got it the most attention over the beach. Its body is over 5 meters in length, and its mouth 1.3 meters wide. The fact that these sharks are typically found 4,500 meters below the surface, marine biologists believe that the shark got entangled with a fishing net and somehow expired before being washed up on the beach. Giant manta ray. A catch like this is a catch of a lifetime. Fishermen in southern India were able to catch a giant manta ray weighing over 200 kilograms after venturing into deep-sea fishing. They laid a trap using a crane on their fishing boat to set up a huge net to catch a bulk of fish, only to find this gigantic manta ray catching the bait. Even the fishermen were amazed as they discovered the huge ray upon pulling it up and decided to settle it for what they initially intended. Since the giant manta rays are an endangered species, it could fetch them a handsome price. Unborn whale calf. A sperm whale was found trapped in fishing nets by the coast of Daya Bay, and soon was rescued and released back into the deep sea. Within a couple of hours, the whale was found dead by the beach in China's Guangdong province. Since the sperm whale was unusually heavy, an autopsy was conducted, revealing it to be pregnant. The marine life experts decided to surgically save the embryo that was found to be 2 meters in length and weigh 110 kilograms. The cause of death for the mother whale was discovered to be failure in its sonar system. Lancetfish. A man on a beach at Westport, Washington spotted this menacing-looking deep-sea dweller that somehow got washed ashore on the beach. The fish was flopping around on the wet beach sand by moving its fanged jaws in a struggle to get back at sea. Lancetfishes are known to be 2 meters in length, scaleless, and have a gaping mouth full of fang-like teeth. They are ambush predators that are widely distributed worldwide, but are extremely rare to find that only a little is known about their biology. The fish, however, was helped get back into the sea and lived to see another day. No commercial fisheries currently exist for lancetfish. Bizarre monster fish. This is probably one of the reasons why most people are afraid of getting into the water. A couple, while walking on a beach in Bundaberg, Australia, discovered this massive monster-like fish washed up. Desperate for answers, they posted the footage on social media that soon went viral. The Queensland Boating and Fisheries Patrol reported that they consulted with experts at the Queensland Museum to determine the nature of this fish that is 2 meters long and weighs 24 stone. The closest resemblance was to that of a Queensland grouper fish, which are the largest dwelling reef fish in the world. No one knows how or what led to the death of this fish and ending up on the beach. Dolphins fishing. Did you know dolphins prefer fishing rather than hunting? A South Carolina resident captured 2 dolphins on camera that were intentionally pulling fishes ashore in a calculated manner. Unlike most of the apex predators, dolphins don't chase their prey, since they cannot breathe underwater, and rather set up a trap to pull them ashore to eat. They work together to trap a group of fish around themselves, only to push with them on the beach, avoiding them from escape. In the process, they have to be careful not to jump out far too much or far too less that the fish escape after choosing the right beaching spot. Humpback whale. Body of an expired humpback whale was beached at Amanzimati, Durban in South Africa. Its gigantic body size and weight, being a whopping 16,637 pounds, caught the locals and tourists in the area by surprise. Due to its massive size and weight, neither the whale itself could get back into the sea, nor could it be towed back, resulting in it suffering a miserable end. Since hunting whales is illegal in South Africa, this was the opportunity of a lifetime for them, as they started cutting it into pieces to stock down meat and blubber. Oftentimes, the whole carcass can get bloated due to the gases, and often explode as a result. Alcoholic vervet monkeys. For beachside monkeys in the Caribbean, stealing food is often quite common. It turned out for the worse, as vervet monkeys developed a taste for alcohol and were regularly spotted stealing cocktails from beachgoers. They have learned to be sneaky and pick the right moment to steal not only alcoholic cocktails, but also other soft drinks on a daily basis. Drinks are snatched from the leftovers and sometimes even the bar. Monkeys that are heavy drinkers make better leaders and are respected by other monkeys. Due to heavy drinking, the beach has more drunk monkeys than human visitors. Alligator chases during fishing. Fishing can be a great source of food, but you may want to think twice before choosing a spot. A 22-year-old man fishing at sunrise in a tropical wetland in Florida was caught by surprise when a massive angry alligator came out along with the fish as he was pulling out the fish line. The huge gator chased the man for several seconds, who instantly started running for his life until he was far enough. Seconds into the clip, the alligator returned back to the water. Judging by the body language of the gator, it didn't like competition within its own territory. Disabled dogs visit beach. All thanks to the invention of the wheel, disability didn't stop these dogs from taking run on the beach. A group of 18 disabled dogs from an animal shelter got to have a run at a beach in Tangiers, Morocco. The owner, Salami Kadauchi, decided to take them for a day trip on their first steps onto the sand after they were made mobile once again after a while. The precious pooches ran through the surf lapping against the shore, completely forgetting they have wheelchairs. Surely they could not be happier to be able to run once again. Crocodile crowd. A place like this is ideal to bring your mother-in-law for family recreation. An anonymous source uploaded footage captured a couple of months ago using a drone showing hundreds of crocodiles that crowded a beach somewhere in Brazil. According to the source, the crocodiles seem to be waiting for locals who often dispose of animal remains down from a bridge, giving these beasts a feast on a regular basis. It certainly would be a nightmare come true if these crocs started invading every beach in hopes for a quick lunch. Land rising from water. While some would call it divine intervention, others consider it to be a wonder of science. A 2021 footage of ground suddenly swelling and rising from water has gone viral, leaving the internet stunned. An unusual phenomenon that led to a sudden rising of submerged ground took place somewhere near Haryana, India. The actual scientific explanation for such an incident isn't clear, as numerous theories are being considered, from it being that the Earth swelled due to trapped methane gas, to it being some kind of volcanic activity or a natural calamity. A local geologist reported that this could be due to methane gas that got released by getting wet, later to form a bubble. beach harassing monkeys. Unlike the monkeys that look for the right moment to steal alcohol from the beach, these monkeys are a bit more upfront. A video posted on the internet in October 2018 shows a group of monkeys that were attempting to snatch belongings from beachgoers on Monkey Beach in Thailand. Tourists, having left behind their belongings while going for a swim, were searched and sometimes taken away by the curious monkeys in the area. Two of the monkeys even considered robbing and cornering women. Having your clothes stolen by monkeys is surely the last thing you'd want. Mermaid body on beach. Judging by its size, it sure looks to be a juvenile rather than an adult. A video captured by an unknown source in June 2015 shows the carcass of a mermaid on a beach somewhere in California. The muscle and tissue decay indicate that it had been expired for several weeks, but only got noticed as it landed on the beach. Its teeth look sharp as a razor, while the hair looks nothing like that of a dead person. Once the authorities got the news, this mermaid body was taken away to an undisclosed location by a government agency to investigate. Octopus hunts beach crab. Just by having your guard down can prove to be quite fatal. A tourist, while enjoying a beach in Yallingup, Western Australia, happened to catch a moment of the wild where Mr. Krabby, who seemed to be brooding on his decision without paying much attention to its surroundings. In the process, it was suddenly ambushed by a starving octopus that jumped out of the water, grabbed Mr. Krabby, who was unaware of its surroundings, and dragged it back into the water, taking only a few seconds. It almost seemed as if the octopus was following for a while before it decided to go for it. Sea lion stealing. Unlike humans, sea lions get right down to business when it comes to eating. A local fisherman, while posing for a photo shop showing off his catch, was ambushed by a cheeky sea lion who snatched away the massive catch. The crew were filming the chef on the water at Las Cobas for the Mexico Travel Channel, catching everything by surprise and shock. The fact that the incident took place at the harbor speculated questions as to rather how the sea lion ended up there. Could it be that it was following the fisherman and waiting for the right moment? Do share with us your opinion down in the comments. Kangaroo thanks humans. Since kangaroos and humans don't usually get along, incidents such as these present a peaceful conclusion. In September 2021, a kangaroo that somehow ended up in Lake Burley, Griffin, Australia, and found itself struggling to stay afloat. Once the passerby saw the distressed kangaroo, they rushed into the lake to save it from drowning. Upon being carried out of the water, the kangaroo surely looked traumatized while trying to process, but at the same time, it was grateful enough to shake hands with its saviors. After all, things could have gone sideways otherwise. Bioluminescent beach glow. When it comes to leaving behind a footprint, this beach in Maldives is at a whole new level. The scientific cause of the bioluminescent glow isn't because of the magical nature of the beach water, but rather a unique type of seasonal plankton algae called Noctiluca skinnletons. It remains on the beach for several days, allowing visitors to witness the magical natural phenomenon. Aside from the rather attractive view of the beach, this glowing plankton makes an ideal place for tourists who enjoy experiencing and playing in it. The location is the Maldives Maru Island Resort and Spa Beach. Beach marlin rescue. Sometimes, a pursuit can get so tempting that you lose track of your limits. A large blue marlin, while pursuing its prey, accidentally jumped out of the water on Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. With it being surrounded by a curious crowd and being completely helpless on the beach sand, the beached marlin began struggling vigorously with its razor-sharp pointed spear-like snout being its only defensive mechanism. As it calmed down, a few men on the beach came forward to help it get back into the water by dragging from its rear into water deep enough for it to swim away by itself. Dead sea turtle. As hard as its shell is, it's rather disappointing to see it decay rather too easily. Carcass of a dead sea turtle was found washed up on a beach in the Philippines. The body, although smelled nasty, but showed fascinating skeletal remains gathered a crowd. It also had a giant, thick, bony tail of an unknown fish stuck in its mouth. This fish blocked the turtle's mouth and throat, causing its ultimate demise according to experts. After all, one must not bite more than they can chew. Bizarre duel. If not for an unusual choice of partner to take a bath with, perhaps they were trying to drown each other. A man out fishing on a beach in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, noticed a small dog who apparently chased a kangaroo into the water in a manner of seeking vengeance. They both swam halfway across the sea until they got close enough for a fist fight. With the kangaroo being way bigger than the dog, it attempted to drown the little canine until a man decided to drive his boat to the scene and save the dog. Dancing on dead whale. Dancing on top of an expired whale may seem like a fun idea, but can actually be extremely dangerous at the same time. As whales expire, their carcass often tends to swell and start bloating up due to trapping of gases that otherwise exit from a living whale. As they bloat, the internal body pressure increases to an extent that it is at risk of exploding any moment. Also, the whale carcass can often attract apex predators like sharks who show up to feed on the whale carcass. These are some of the reasons you may want to avoid playing around on a dead whale. Massive beach orgy. As weird as it may sound, this is certainly one of the most important aspects for horseshoe crabs to survive for an estimated 450 million years. Annually, these living creatures gather on a shoreline and sandy, wet beaches for mating and breeding. The Delaware Bay region is the epicenter of horseshoe crab spawning in the U.S. They require sand lubricated with water to a certain degree and dry enough to create a cavity under themselves to release their eggs. The females, after mating, plow into the ground, lay a batch of eggs, and move further around to lay more eggs. They are one of the few living creatures with blue blood, which is used by the pharmaceutical industry for testing drugs. Octopus sand dive. Apart from all the dangerous animals that live in and around Australia, there are some like this octopus who are rather amusing. A video taken somewhere by the Gold Coast, Australia, shows an octopus strolling past on the wet beach sand. Judging by the looks of its movements, it almost seemed as if the octopus was rather trying to impress with its moves. Upon getting too much attention, it decided to shy away underneath the wet, muddy sand. It quickly dug itself a pocket of room under the mud and took a refuge. 92,000 beach turtles. Maybe they are rehearsing a parade or display of force. An approximated 92,000 giant river turtle hatchlings appeared on a sandy beach in a protected area along the Purus River, a tributary of the Amazon River in Brazil. The hatchlings appeared on the surface from the underground as they appear digging their way out. Every year, turtles come on the shoreline to dig and lay eggs, followed by thousands of hatchlings that are born after. When it comes to the size of the whales, they are always huge in size. But this massive mammoth-sized humpback whale that was seen washed up on Strandsfoten Beach in Cape Town, South Africa in October 2020 dwarfs them all. It measured to be almost 20 meters in length, which concerned the whale watchers and marine biologists for chances of it being the famous albino whale Migaloo. These rumors caused a huge gathering of curious locals that were spectating. After much investigation, it was revealed that its color changed due to its loss of pigmentation after staying in the ocean for extended periods of time. It took several dozen municipal workers and heavy-duty construction vehicles to remove the carcass from the beach. Two-headed sea turtle. For two souls in a single body can prove to be quite a touch time to manage. Of the 92,000 turtles, a two-headed sea turtle also hatched on the same beach in Brazil. As enthusiastic as it may seem, this hatching would rather have a tough time surviving on its own. Despite such a concern, the two-headed loggerhead sea turtle was released into the Atlantic Ocean shortly after it was discovered. Humboldt squid invasion. High tide is followed by a higher volume of underwater dwellers near the beach. In December 2012, thousands of Humboldt squid carcasses showed up on the beach in Santa Cruz, stretching to an area of 12-mile shoreline from Atmos to Warsonville. Wildlife experts and marine biologists blame several reasons, from a simple wash away due to high tide, to ride tide, or harmful toxins that may have entered into the water accidentally. The exact cause remains undiscovered, but it surely left quite a mess that needed to be cleaned up. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos.